Hiya, hiya. This is Chef Chacho Dave. I'm going to make today fusion chicken empanadas. It's going to be a mixture between South American and Middle Eastern. So I just want to show you here what we have. There's going to be onions which are chopped. These are shredded raw carrots. Potatoes that are already boiled and cut into chunks. I parboiled them. Raisins. Fresh cilantro. We have yellow summer squash. Regular bell peppers. I use canned tomatoes, and I'm going to take some of that water out there and chop them up. These are hot chili peppers, chopped, black olives, capers, garlic, and this is Masala seasoning. These are butter beans, parsley. And we're also going to use some of this hot sauce, okay, as well as cheddar cheese, and that goes in at the very end. This is chicken thighs, which I ground up. I bought the boneless thighs, put them through my meat grinder, and this is about 3 pounds. So now in the pot here, this is pretty hot. I've preheated it. A little bit of olive oil, a little bit of sesame oil. Now I'm going to start by throwing in the onions. Put a little bit more oil on. See this thing. Next. Then I'm going to throw in the summer squash. Okay, then the chili peppers. Has to really become translucent. Now I'm going to put in the carrots, which were grated raw. Okay, we're going to let this just work a while. Okay, so now that's really doing very nicely. The next thing I'm going to do now is put in the chicken, which is in this bowl, right in the center. So I move everything away. Just put that whole piece that's in the bowl, and the chicken has some fat in it, and this needs to be mixed with everything, and this is going to have to cook up for about 15 or 20 minutes because you want that chicken to be done. Okay, now this chicken is ready for me to add the other ingredients. At this point I'm going to add my garlic, capers. They were large capers, so I chopped them in smaller pieces. Okay. And then I'm going to put in tomatoes. I took most of the fluid out of the tomatoes. I'm going to give that a stir around. Now I haven't put any salt or pepper in this yet. Alright, now at this point I'm going to put in the potatoes that have been parboiled so that they're just a little hard. It's alright if they break up a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to put in these butter beans, which are in a can. They're like large lima beans, but they're very buttery tasting. That's going in. Okay, now I'm going to stir that around. Then I'm going to put in my raisins. And a lot of cilantro, right, which is fresh and chopped. Black olives, which have been chopped. Going to give that another stir. Incorporate all of those flavors. It smells terrific. I wish you could smell it. Now this is going to be a lot of filling. I'm not going to use all of it in what I'm showing you today. But it can be refrigerated. This is Marsala seasoning. I'm going to put about that much in now, and then I'll taste it after and see if I need a little bit more. That has a lot of things in it, like ginger and cumin. Has a little cinnamon in there. Alright, now this has to be all stirred around, And this needs to work a little while longer. Okay, now I'm going to put the last few items into this. Alright, this is all set. I'm going to put in the cheddar cheese, and I've lowered this. It just has to simmer just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to taste it, and then sour cream. And I'm going to do, I put on the thing a few splashes of hot sauce. This doesn't splash. Okay, and this is pretty hot. Okay, now I'm going to throw in some parsley, because I'm going to stir all of this around. And I want to taste this to make sure that it's hot under here. About my salt and pepper. It's very good. Delicious, but it needs some salt. Alright, and a little black pepper. Alright, and then I'm going to stir this all around, incorporate the sour cream and the cheese. And the cheese will melt into this, and then this has to sit and cool before we fill the pastry. Okay, so we're going to let that cover, let it cool down, turn the heat off, and we'll be back to do the next section.